Hello and welcome to another BiblePay tutorial. I am 616 West Warmouth. This tutorial will be about updating your Linux installation. This is applicable on a Masternode on Vultr's VPSs. Also, it's applicable to most Linux installations. The current version of BiblePay as of January 15th is 1.0.8.0b. I will be including most of these commands in the description and they'll pop up as we go through them, but I do suggest you start a text or doc file, or if you're like me using OpenOffice, start a file there that has all these commands. That way you can cut and paste. This VPS is Vultr specifically, and I use KeePass to store my passwords, and I use PuTTY to log in. The advantage of PuTTY versus the regular Vultr interface is that you can cut and paste in PuTTY. So here we are. Let's log into the server. And the first few things I like to do are to do a lot of make sure my system is up to date. It's a good time to do it while you're upgrading or updating a Masternode or just any Linux installation. So use the sudo command space apt-get space update. That will update your available packages. Then sudo space apt-get space upgrade. That will install any standard upgrades to your packages. Then sudo space apt-get space dist upgrade, dist-upgrade. That will upgrade any distribution-specific packages. And then as a housekeeping issue, I like to sudo space apt-get space auto remove. That will remove unwanted or unneeded packages. Not such a big deal anymore. Disk space is not such a premium, but if you are running a local system on a USB drive like I'm doing, you'll find that this actually cleans things up and allows you to run on a smaller USB if you routinely do this. We'll get the window resized a little bit so we can have a little better view on things. So after you've done those things, let's get to the heart of the update. And the first thing you'll want to do, and again, this is a lot easier if you cut and paste from a text file, go to your home file, which is typically cd/home/biblepay/source. If you have a user account, between the /home and /biblepay will be your username. Then you'll want to stop your BiblePay, and just for clarity, I'm going to show you what version we're on now. So I'm actually going to go ./biblepay-cli space get info, and you can see that we're not running 1.0.80 yet. So that's a good way to check where your version is, because sometimes you may forget what you've installed. So then we'll stop the BiblePay, because you'll need to stop the client to upgrade it. So it's ./biblepay-cli space stop. Then cd space .. takes you to the home BiblePay directory. And then use git, git space pull space origin space master. And that will show you that you are downloading some new files. There are several additions and deletions. The new files are shown as a green plus mark, and the deletions are shown as a red minus sign. Just something to look at. If you're running on Vultr or any virtual server that has less than 2 gigabytes, you'll need to enable virtual memory. To check for that, you type in free. You can see on here we have only a gigabyte because it's the $5 server. And then you're going to cut and paste the command, and on the box it's actually one line, but I indented it so it would be obvious. It's dd space if equals \dev, and just cut and paste that. Once you get that, it'll pop through. You can make swap using the mkswap command. And then you can turn swap on using the swapon command. Again, those are in the bottom right-hand corner, also in the description. It'll flag a warning that you're probably going to want to use stronger permissions because it's a little insecure to do it this way. Not a real big deal in my opinion, as it's only a temporary thing. So I generally ignore it. Then type in free, and that'll make sure that you're where you need to be, and you can see here we've enabled about a gig of RAM. Then all you need to do is sudo space make, and that will make the file. And it'll take a little bit of time, depending on your system and depending on how far back you are. It could take anywhere between 2 and 12 to 15 minutes. On a local system, usually it'll run a little faster because typically you have a little bit more RAM. But there are a couple tricks to the trade that we won't go in and how you can kind of speed this process up. But the biggest one I can tell you is cutting and pasting. So let's flash forward a little bit. We've gotten everything done. So since this is a fairly major upgrade, we want to make sure we've cleaned out some files. So we're going to go to the biblepaycore folder, and then we're going to remove all those files. And I just cut and paste that. It's 3 lines ultimately. And that will remove all the folders. Now you may, or all the files, you may not have every single file in there. Like this says I don't have a ban list, so that's okay. Then I'll just list what we have in there using the ls command. And we see that we're left with the 2 configuration files, the Masternode and the biblepay.configuration, plus our wallet.dat. You want to make sure you do not delete your wallet.dat by mistake. So if you're a little gamey about things, you can take this a little bit slower. So now let's go back to our BiblePay source folder. Typically, again, cd/home/biblepay/source. And since we've done a pretty major revision by deleting the blockchain, we're actually going to tell the BiblePay daemon when it starts to reindex. And you do that by /biblepayd -daemon -reindex. And that will take a little bit of time. Depending on how many nodes are out there and who's out there, it will take some time. You can see on this screen that we just used, it's the get info screen by /biblepay-cli get info, that we are running 1.0.8.0. Now you may be asking 616, why is there not a B there? Well, trust me, the B is there, you just can't see it. The versioning software does not allow for a 5th digit, and that's kind of unfortunate, but you'll have to take it on faith that that's where we're at. Then what I do is I will go to biblepay-cli, the client commands, look at mnsync, and status. That's the 3rd one listed there on the right. And it will go through the process. It'll start at 1, and eventually it'll get to 999, Masternode enabled. And you just basically have to wait a little bit of time for that. And we've jumped ahead a little bit. One question would be, how am I sure that I'm on the B version? There's not a great way to find out because GetInfo won't show the B, but the easy way I do it is I'll go back to my main BiblePay menu, cd /.dot, and then we'll use the get command, git, and that should show that we are up to date, and we are. We've got the latest version. So if you're using a Linux box to mine with, that's pretty much the end of it, but let's wrap things up for those who are on the Masternodes. Go back to the source menu, cd source. So now we're there, and let's look at our mnsync status, and that shows that we're 999, which is where we want to be. And then let's look at our Masternode status, and we're up and running. So that's a good deal. That will conclude this video tutorial. We hope it has been helpful for you, and we hope to have many more of these out about BiblePay, the cryptocurrency for Christians, in the very near future.